Hello and welcome to 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your producer this evening, Logan Landers. We have a very special NFL draft prospect video talking about Richard LeCounte III, coming out of the University of Georgia, the free safety. And joining me, as always, on Wednesdays to do these amazing draft profiles is the man, you know him, you love him, you got all the draft stats compiled from this man. This man gives other draft scouts nightmares at night with how much knowledge he's got. You know, Mr. Football, Vincent Turner. How you doing, Vince?
How you doing this evening, Mr. Logan Landers?
Hey, doing phenomenal, Vince. We got a great video coming up today with Richard LeCounte III. But hey, if you guys have enjoyed this video and any of our previous videos, please, thank you so much for tuning in first off. But go and like it, comment, and share the video to anywhere you can think of, whether it's on your Facebook page, whether you want to share the YouTube link, or any of our podcasts as well. We have a lot of great content over there. But hey, we can't do this without you guys tuning in, so thank you so much. We wouldn't be able to do any of this without any of you guys, so you are the best. So, speaking of the best, Vince, you're the best what I know when it comes to giving out these draft profiles, and I know your world-famous draft grades. So why don't you let the people at home know what you like about Mr. Richard LeCounte III?
I'm going to tell you, I like this young man a lot. Go Dogs. Before this young man had his very serious accident this season, I thought he was one of the best football players in the country at the safety position. I thought he had a great career at Georgia based on the fact what stuck out to me most of all was his leadership in his 4 years over at Georgia. Played some as a freshman. Then in his sophomore year, really kind of became the mainstay in the secondary, being a safety man. So my grade report for him this evening is very simple because I played strong safety in college for 1 year at the University of Arkansas. So I can kind of relate with Mr. LeCounte when I watch him play at Georgia over the last few years, his skill level. What I like about him, quick reaction. When you're a safety and you're playing too deep, you don't have time to think. Once you see the play, you move, you react. That's what I liked about him. Very good tackler, physical at a 5'11", 190. He can carry a punch, as we say, knockout punch in the neighborhood. Then the biggest thing I like about him, when I mention quick reaction, flies to the ball quickly. Seems to me never out of position. A guy who knows where he's going on the field, and he gets there. I give him an A+ for that. And most of all, he plays the ball very well because look at his production over the years at Georgia. 8 interceptions in his years on the yard over there. The production, career, 176 tackles. So that's telling you he's getting in on a lot of plays. 6.5 tackles for loss, 8 interceptions. So that means he's around the ball. In 2020, he had 26 tackles, 3 interceptions, 4 pass breakups, and he was playing better than any safety in the country. I was just so upset he got hurt the way he did because he missed the Florida game and he missed the rest of the season. I think that hurt that football team with Georgia. But like Mr. LeCounte, he follows a lot of great players at Georgia that played the position. I'm going to start in 1966, Mr. Lynn Hughes. Then I'm going to come with Mr. Jake Scott. The late Jake Scott, we know how great he was, Super Bowl champion with the Miami Dolphins. Then after him, Terry Hogue. Then the thumper out of Southwest Atlanta, Greg Blue. Then Sean Williams and McCarty Rambo. He really held up that really mantle of being a good football player at the position over there in Athens. Then when I compare him with some of the great safeties and played in college football, you know I went to Arkansas. I was there from 1978 to 82. I saw some pretty good players play the safety position. I'm going to start Hook'em Horns. Johnny Johnson at the University of Texas was an excellent safety. A guy that doesn't get a lot of credit, but he went into the National Football League and played 8 years with the Oakland Raiders. Van McElroy at Baylor, he was a thumper like Mr. LeCounte was at Georgia. Then Dante Widener out of the Ohio State, who had a great career. Then my man, Tommy Wilcox at the University of Alabama, who had a tremendous career, very smart football player, played the safety position like no other. And that's who Richard LeCounte reminds me of, going into a young Tommy Wilcox who played the game at a high level at the University of Alabama. And then finally, Eddie Brown that played at the University of Tennessee. Very, very excellent football player. So Mr. Richard LeCounte fits the bill of all those great players I just mentioned. And I hope that he's recovered from his injuries in his accident, because I'm going to tell you, if he's a healthy safety and you put 10 to 12 more pounds on him, I can see him being another Bob Sanders that came out of Iowa. They got a Super Bowl ring with the Indianapolis Colts. a more versatile Bob Sanders, because I think Mr. Richard LeCounte has more ball skills. And the University of Georgia should be awfully proud, because that was a pretty good football player over there. Not from on the field, but I like this leadership his 4 years at Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're all hoping that Richard can come back from that injury. Like you said, he got hurt on a bike a few months ago. Hopefully he can come back better than ever. He can be rehabbed and he can be fully ready for the 2021 NFL season. Because like we said, Vince, if he comes back even at 95%, I still think he's one of the better free safeties in this draft. But watch him come back, be fully rested, be fully recuperated from that accident, have a lot more power on his legs, on his arms. He's going to be bulked up. So we'll see how he can do. And you always like to know how I do things. I got my 3 teams who I think this young man out of Georgia is going to be going to in the NFL. Without further ado, hey, Vince, I'm going with my team now. I think he'd be a great fit with the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's be real. The Raiders have been cutting people left and right to get that salary cap under control. They just got rid of LaMarcus Joyner, and they also have Eric Harris being a free agent who they probably won't bring back. Well, what better way? We all know John Gruden likes the young studs. And what better way than get a nice plug-and-play type of player that he likes to bet on, like Richard LeCounte III. I think he looked great in the black and silver. My second team of choice, I have these Los Angeles Rams, who would be a good fit for him as well, I believe. Now, look, John Johnson, it don't like he's coming back, and that is a great player that they're going to be losing. The Rams are going to dearly miss him. Well, hey, let's get Richard LeCounte in there to plug and play for him. They got a new quarterback coming in with Matt Stafford. They got a lot of hype around them now. They're still trying to get back to when they were in the Super Bowl. Let's see if they can get there, man. I think Richard would be a great addition to that defense. It would help them out a lot. And finally, my third team, who I think would also help them out a lot because they didn't get a lot of production at the free safety position or even their safety positions this year, and that is the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, they're still reeling. They're still trying to get back to their winning ways. They got a good offense. They got Christian McCaffrey, who's one of the more electric running backs in the NFL who can do it all. They're going to see who's going to be their quarterback. If it's going to remain Teddy Bridgewater, if they're going to move on to someone new, that remains to be seen. But they got to get their defense in check as well because we all know how that division they're in, man. It is tough with the Falcons, with the Super Bowl winning Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Saints. It's just a hard go at it, and you got to have a good defense to really have a chance to win in that division. So those are my 3 teams who I think that Richard LeCounte III would be a good fit for. I got the Las Vegas Raiders, the Los Angeles Rams, and finally the Carolina Panthers. Please drop a comment. Let me know what you think about these picks, and also let me know where you think Richard LeCounte would end up at. I'd love to hear that, and we can have a nice, simple debate over it. That's always like we have to do things here on 100 Yards of Football. So, Vince, give me your final words, your final thoughts on Richard LeCounte.
As I said, I love this young man over at Georgia. Not only was he a quality football player, but I like his leadership leading that defense. I thought he was the main clog to that defense, performing real well over the last 2 seasons. So when I think about Richard LeCounte III, I think about him going in the NFL draft like the great maestro, the great musician out of Buffalo, New York, the 716 by the name of Rick James. He had a song that's called Ghetto Life. Richard LeCounte is going to be about that life at the next level in the 2021 NFL draft.
Hey, he definitely will be about that life. And like we said, man, we're hoping that Richard, if you're listening to us, get healthy, man, recover from that crash you had. And we're looking forward to seeing you produce at a high level like you did at the University of Georgia, carrying it on into the NFL. Well, hey, if you guys have enjoyed this video today, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, comment, and share. Whenever you get the chance, share it over to all your Facebook groups, share it with your friends, your family. Show them what we're doing over here because we got a lot of great content we've been putting out this week and all of our past weeks, months, and years. We are one of the most consistent groups here on Facebook. We're putting out a lot of videos each and every week, churning and burning is what we like to say. We got a lot of content. All right, go check out our podcast as well. Type in 100 Yards of Football, whether you're on Spotify or if you prefer Apple Podcasts, we are over there as well. If you have an Alexa device, a Google Home, you can just speak to it, say, hey, play 100 Yards of Football, and it'll pop up. So we're all over the place. We got a lot of great content, a lot of good draft profiles we've done recently, our past years as well, see how we did, see if we predicted them correctly, see if we got our old game previews right, see if we were way off or we were pinpoint We got an amazing list of Legends interviews, whether it's from high school coaches, college players, NFL Hall of Famers, Super Bowl champions. We got it all over there. So please go check out all our old previous videos as well and leave us a comment as well. We love the fan interaction. Hey, you've been watching a great draft profile video on Richard LeCounte III coming out of the University of Georgia, making his way into the NFL. You've been hearing the smooth sounds, the great draft knowledge of the man, Mr. Football Vincent Turner. Hey, he's been dropping that knowledge on all these draft profiles for a long time now, and he's going to keep going at it. I know that. I've been your producer tonight, Logan Landers, pushing all the buttons, making sure everything's working right. Hey, be sure to tune in. We got a lot more great content coming to you very soon.